So welcome to Colombo, Sri Lanka. The first day, the first couple of hours. Today I want to take you along a little bit and see how this place is right now, how the country is, how especially the capital is. I just popped out of my hotel an hour or two ago. This is genuinely the very first impression. A little bit. I am in the 4th district. I think it's fairly central, fairly historical. Here it's a very interesting mix of history plus modern plus police everywhere on the street, some special military forces. So we're gonna look at all of that today a little bit, and even more so I'm really excited. The first impression has been pretty good. I find it, first of all, it has a strong uniqueness to it. On the other side, walking on the streets, a lot of local approach you. People seem really nice, really open. Most people speak also pretty good English, if not even perfect. Guys, here, this is in some ways the famous spire of Colombo. So we're just gonna walk around a little bit, look for maybe a place to sit down, a place to eat, and just soak up the vibes a little bit. See what Colombo is all about in 2023. Some people warned me, oh, what are you doing? Is it safe to go? I saw a lot of people are coming. If already a lot of people are going, I will be just fine. So join me today on a little walk through Colombo. Alrighty guys, but before we continue today's video, overlooking the ocean right now, quick word from today's video sponsor, Level 8. You see, for quite a while now I've been traveling with this amazing carry-on Suitcase Level 8 generally. The quality, the build, this is their aluminium Gibraltar suitcase. I've also have a checked luggage with them. They have so many different functional options on their website. They have a lifetime limited warranty on them. You can also check out their Instagram. Sometimes they're giving away a suitcase for free. They have some exclusive discounts every once in a while. But I'm telling you one thing. My code, Danny15, will give you 15% off their entire range. I absolutely love the aluminum suitcase. Many people that have been watching my videos got it as well. But personally also, their Pro carry-on looks very convenient with a laptop sleeve for quick access, and some of their checked luggages, especially the one with the wide grip, looks like you can put in even more things in there. So really innovative, but at the same time, super high quality suitcases. If you're planning any time soon a trip wherever it might be, Dubai, Kuala Lumpur, Sri Lanka, Bali, there's hundreds of different countries, but I'm telling you, there's no other suitcase just like Level 8. I came up with that on the fly right now, so guys, I'll leave all the details in the description, and let's get back to today's adventure. So walking down this somewhat wide road, I think I'm seeing I'm okay, man, thank you. Gotta get a walk in, come on. So I think I am seeing one of the iconic hotels. We're gonna walk towards there. We're also by the beach. I have to tell you, I don't know if I ended up in kind of like accidentally in one of the nicest districts, but this actually is very interesting. Good amount of tourists, not too many. You see a couple of them passing through. So here we are, right by the beach. I have to tell you, it's quite a bit different than expected. So on one side we got street vendors here. In the back they're building some type of new port city. I wasn't sure if it's open right now. I didn't see an entrance, at least the one I saw was closed. On the other hand, as mentioned, we got the big buildings here, a huge ongoing construction. You hear the noise, you see it happening, and the building, the structure looks really interesting. So 2 big columns connected by 1 big bridge, so things are happening here. And yeah, so I think we're just gonna walk all the way back to the historical hotel. In the back there we get a nice proud Sri Lankan flag flying, and so far I have to tell you, the vibe feels good. It feels really calm, definitely feels really safe. Most people look at you all smiley. Next to that, it's also like fairly really clean. Like, of course you see some like whatever, maybe some type of things laying on the street, but overall this part of town is really interesting. Really comfy for a walk. I've been walking for over half an hour now. It's really walkable as well, which in many capital cities in Asia, you don't get that much. Sri Lanka. So here we're having a little bit of a pier. The waves are crashing. That looks super romantic. You can propose to your future wife over there. Walking up on the pier here with the backdrop of new buildings being erected. In many ways, certain contrast. I think there's a homeless man sitting in front of it. A little bit the contrast of the country right now. But the waves, the pier, I have to say, falling in love with the vibe. So look at these buildings back there. Much more high rises than I anticipated right next to the water. I like this area. So we walked all the way through, let's say, the promenade there by the sea. I have to tell you guys, such an interesting mix of history. So here, Galle Face, 1864. We got a historical hotel here. And then you might be thinking, you know, oh, look at that. Got little doggies here. It's a hot day, but it's actually not super hot. You know, what I didn't expect is a humongous, super futuristic development project. I just checked it on Google. It's called, I think, Cinnamon Life. So it's a huge hotel, mall complex. And just walking down the promenade, you see super historical buildings, yet somewhat even futuristic, really interesting development projects. I hope they're still working on them. I think this one actually looks like it's about to be finished. I checked online, it's not open yet. But yeah, this is a little bit the vibe here. So far my first 5 hours, I am really impressed, honestly. I think from here it only can get better. I'm sure this is one of, like, let's say probably the nicest districts I have happened to drop myself off. And I'm definitely curious to check out the full spectrum of the city yet. And so we have wandered a little bit into the back roads right now. Walking by this huge mall construction, I guess they're doing. Yeah, we're seeing it's a church from 18 something, 20 something. So a lot of the things here have been around for hundreds of years. So Colombo has a very old history with a lot of different empires being here, Portuguese, Dutch, British, I believe as well, and it really shows. And seriously, the most interesting thing is the amount of constructions in this area. So this one seems to be put on ice a little bit right now, whereas that one is packed with construction. So good to see, honestly. So yeah guys, in many ways, somewhat unexpectedly, this video real quick turned from a little first impression walk into discovering the future of Colombo, the modern Colombo. Like, this truly looks impressive on a global scale. Very unique structure. Got a little bit of a lake in front of it. There's some huge pelicans flying above it. Right next to it, another construction site. Very busy going on. Hello. We got the man that is behind it, putting in the work, and yeah, I think that would be a really nice mall. So as far as I understand, hotel, probably office buildings, and this will be a mall. And honestly, it looks like already in the final stages. I would guess probably will open like half a year to a year. And yeah, perhaps we'll have to clean up the water a little bit as of right now. A little bit of a musky undertone, but honestly, that is a really cool area right now. Already it is. And I think this is kind of like the two major constructions. Look up on Google Maps, people were saying it's the biggest project in Sri Lanka right now. And it is a big project, so all the best. Already looking forward to come back in a year or two and hopefully see all of this flourish. So guys, in many ways, if I'm already in the area, we're continuing, let's say, the little impression expedition of Colombo, the modern Colombo. Just walked randomly into a mall just to cool down. I don't know if you want to see my back right now. It's dripping. It's dripping. It's actually pretty nice weather. It's nice, hot. The sun is burning you crispy a little bit, but it's not like super, let's say, still breathable. Still actually quite nice to be outside. But for a little cool down, walking through the mall here, really nice, honestly. Like, also good amount of frequency, maybe get a little supermarket, maybe sit down for a little coffee somewhere. But overall, I would say, in terms of, let's call it modernity, I feel like I dropped myself off right in, let's say, the area for a very good first impression. I think what a lot of people really do wrong with many cities in the, let's say, more developing nations is you just drop yourself off in a touristy area. It's going to be very busy. Often you're not going to get the best perspective. You're going to go back and you're going to be like, hey, the city is not worth visiting. It happens with a lot of people with cities like Manila, with cities like Kuala Lumpur, with cities that are not that, let's say, touristy, extremely frequented. Whereas Bangkok, if you stay in the wrong area, you also cannot enjoy it, but because there's so many people coming there. So already I would say Colombo, if you're passing to Sri Lanka, if you want to have a little nice space, if you want to have some good Wi-Fi, this is pretty much where I am inside of right now. I think I'm walking somewhere down here, so it looks like they have also condo buildings here as well. And yeah, I think we're still very also close to the historical Old Town. I think that's where I'm actually staying. So yeah guys, I think this is the Galle Face Mall, something like that. And so I have wandered up to the roof of the mall. It looks like we're having like some type of nice lookout point. Good amount of boys out here chilling, and what are we looking at? Pretty much at, let's say, some type of new development they're working on over there. Movie theater here. So it looks like you can take a cheeky little photo with my man from the Matrix, but also the movie choice definitely is locally adjusted. That looks freaking epic, I'm telling you that. We got the Burj Khalifa in the back, so they definitely know how to set up a movie theater. No, seriously, I'm okay, just passing through. Thank you. I'm quite impressed. Super nice mall. I would say 98% of people are local here, so it's not like a tourist attraction or anything like that. Yeah. Here, the menu of this actually fairly like nice restaurant. This is the view we're looking at. Actually, I really like it. And I think we're about to order some chicken curry for $2.50. 800 Sri Lankan rupees. We'll see what we're gonna get. Maybe some juice, maybe some garlic naan on the side. I'm starving, it's 2 p.m. at this point. But yeah, just to give you a little bit of an idea. So sat down here, it's a little bit hot, so not too many friends currently outside, but this is the ambiance. Pretty nice, pretty modern. I can order? All right, go. Let's see the order. So it's a chicken curry with rice, yeah? Okay, I'll take one like that. Okay, so this is what we have just received over here. Some Sri Lankan chicken curry. Are you kidding me? How much was it again? 800 rupees, so less than $3. Let's see. Wow, it's really good actually. All right, and so there we are coming out of the Galle Face Mall, I think. Basically next to the Shangri-La Hotel. I have to tell you guys, super cool place. You get like a really nice view, especially over the whole promenade, so highly recommend. Many cafes, I ended up paying, I think, 900 rupees for a water and a meal, less than $3 at like a rooftop restaurant, so that's pretty good. And I think for right now we're just gonna go back to the area I'm staying. I think I saw a cafe and a co-working around the corner. It's a little bit of an older area, so that is the place, One Galle Face. And I think up there is somewhere where I've been sitting. Beautiful area, honestly. Alrighty guys, and after a bit of a walk, let's say that will serve as a pretty good contrast. So just came back from the very modern district back to the fort area. Pretty, let's say, historical place at the same time. Got a lot of local industry here. So actually, a friend of mine, Didnt, who's also on YouTube, probably gonna meet up in a couple of weeks, he said this area is famous for a lot of people approaching you, just wanting to show you temples, things like that. So let's say it like that. This is also the area where a lot of hotels and hostels are, so you can probably get the idea of the vibe. It's kind of like mixed, so very local at the same time, very touristy. Feels very different, still pretty cool just to see the history on the streets. On the one side, just some, let's say, call them random buildings on the side. On the other hand, on the left one, historical buildings. This is, I think it's called the Clock Tower over there. And I've also been informed that there is some type of co-working place, so let's check that out. On another note, what is kind of interesting is that security is pretty much on every corner, which I guess makes sense. I don't know if it's always like that or if it's considering the situation of the past year, but yeah, this is I don't know, like, it's very different, it's much more local, but still has its charm, has its certain character. It's not just like super random beaten street, it's more of like old historical building, little shops inside. Alrighty, so here it says Hatch. Let's check it out. Hello, co-working Hatch, okay. Wow, that looks actually kind of fancy here. Little cafe on the left. Let's see. How does it work? You have a membership only, or?
No, we are providing the one-day passes as well. So you can get a one-day pass.
Very nice building. It's a bit old. How old is it?
I think they have invented this in the 1824.
Wow, so it's like a museum almost. Nice. Love it.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Name is Danny.
Danny.
What about you?
I'm Rushani.
Rushani.
And Danny, you're from?
Originally from Ukraine, but I lived in Germany, US, so I'm a little bit from everywhere.
Oh, that's nice.
Alright, very nice.
Tree house also in here. So this is the place that I told you. So here, among these three tables, you can choose a place that you like, and you can continue over.
You said from 7 a.m. to
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay.
So when it comes
Monday to Sunday, or? Alrighty, guys, it is a couple of hours later. Nice and windy, nice little breeze. We are again at the intersection where this video in many ways started today. So let me tell you one thing. Number one is I think I've chose really the right area. I'm not sure how we're gonna title it. Perhaps something like impressed by the modern Sri Lanka, impressed by the modern Colombo. The area by the port, the promenade, everything around it. First of all, the vibe is just right. Second of all, people are really nice. And third of all, you know, whenever you watch travel videos, everybody is sugarcoating the heck out of everything. Everything is amazing. Everybody is so kind and whatever. And so it's always very hard to kind of like judge or let's say have a first impression of how a place is going to be. I can tell you Sri Lanka is very, very chill. Depending on the area you're going to stay, I'm sure Colombo can be more chill or more active. This area is obviously more chill, more spread out. In the morning it was actually fairly quiet. Now nice and busy, and I like it. The past couple of hours, so nice to see that. I'm sure even though it's just a glimpse of the city, there is this part that looks really promising. People feel very warm, very inviting. It seems to me that some countries, they just have this understanding that if you're open towards the world, people are gonna come in, money is gonna come in, investment's gonna come in, and yeah, everybody, especially also young people here, very chill, good vibe, and helpful. So that is genuine impressions so far. And to turn around a little bit the camera. So guys, to wrap it up, basically, I would say I am super pumped. I expected to like Sri Lanka, like a solid 7, 8 out of 10. That's what I expected. Honestly, it's close more to like a 9 and 10 out of what I have anticipated coming here right now. I'm sure the beaches are gonna be great. I'm sure there's gonna be some places that are a bit calmer. I think I'll be here for around a month, so if you're new here by any chance, make sure to subscribe. Generally, let's say I document my life here on the channel around the premise of building a life of freedom around the world. And part of it is, you know, going to places, feeling them out, staying for a little bit longer than, let's say, going off the beaten path of tourism, and also seeing both sides of the country. On the one side, the real place, in this case the real Sri Lanka, go a little bit more local, get a moped, go into the villages, see the real shit. But on the other hand, also see the good things, see the most modern, the most wealthy, the most developed areas, to also showcase that, because in many countries, especially like whenever people go to whatever, like New York or Paris, you only go to the best areas and you only show the best areas ever. Whenever people come to other countries, they're like, oh, let's go into, like, you know, the local market, or, you know, where, whatever. So for me, it's also really important to show the country realistically, as well as from the best side, in the sense of actually finding nice corners. And this is what, surprisingly, unintentionally, I have truly done today. The whole area of the promenade, everything else, huge mall. Like, I could be staying here for at least a couple of weeks. And yeah, with that, we're officially kicking off the video series. You can also join me on Instagram to see where I am right now. And with that, you feel the energy. We're pumped. See you in the next video. You gotta roll.